Missy Bauer with B&M Crop Consulting. We're here in the shop today talking about the 10-point planner checklist. What we're going to focus on today is number one, what we call the transmission system. What do I mean by the transmission system of your planner? It's really anything that's going to help get the seed delivered off the meter. So anything that's going to help run that whole transmission of the planner to run the meter itself back here. We want to make sure when this seed leaves the meter, there's been no issues prior to that. So at that point, it's ready to come down the seed tube and get into our trench properly. So depending on the type of planner, there's different things that we do. So if you've got a planner with the main hex shafts that's on that, we would like to do what we call spin the planner. So we'll take one of these spinner motors. This will hook up to your main hex shaft that runs all the way across your planner there. And we'd hook that up, make sure your chains for your hydraulic drives or your starter fertilizer all on hook. But then we're going to run that. And when we're running that, part of what we're looking for is what's going on as far as any alignment issues with these shafts. So on bigger planters that fold and unfold, we could have an alignment issue with the shaft itself. One of the other things we're going to want to take a look at is going to be listening to the bearing. So I'll take a screwdriver, put it right down in the housing of that bearing, and listen. If you're going to have an issue with the bearing, you're able to hear that and pick that out ahead of time so you can change your bearings now when it's in the shop instead of having an issue during the planting season. Then on the chain drive, so you're coming off your hex shaft, coming back to your meter, if you've got chain drives there, we really want to watch how that chain runs through the idler or the rollers there. If we got an issue or a frozen link, we're going to pick it out right at that point. If you've got cable drive planner, the cables themselves, once in a while we'll get an issue with, but a lot of times it's as that cable comes back here and where it's going to go into the meter, and if we got electric drive maybe on some of them there, but a lot of those systems now have been around for a lot of years. The planner's got some age to them. What we found out is inside of there, you've got bearings and there's gears in there that are just starting to get in tough shape. So maybe you got a bearing that's getting bad, or the gears inside there are actually starting to get worn out. So that's going to be a big thing to watch out on those cable drive planners. As we get on this planner here, there's an electric drive, so certainly from a transmission system, I've gotten rid of a lot of the issues and problems I can have with that main hex shaft. But there are some things I still want to watch for on these electric drives. So now I'm going to have this hooked up to my tractor with a monitor on. I'm actually going to run each one of these row units individually. As I do that, I just like to put my hand on that drive motor there and make sure that when I feel it running, that everything feels nice and smooth, that there's not vibration in there. And then depending on how my setup is, I really like to actually open the meter up and watch the meter itself spinning in there. If I have any issues with any hesitation in that meter, I'll be able to pick that out visually. So those are some of the main things with the transmission system. Again, this is really the heart of the planner as far as helping seed delivery. So we want to make sure we don't have any issues at all. For more information, we get a lot more detail and depth on the transmission system. Check out our 10-point planner checklist video series at the link below, and there's some special discounts out there today for that.